Young and the Restless leak. Sharon and Adam reunion by late fall? Young and the Restless leaks hint Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, could be together by Halloween as the ground shifts for couples in Genoa City. The CBS insider said that's the current game plan. It sounds like fans who have been vocal about wanting Shaddam as endgame need to be patient just a little longer. Young and the Restless leak. Reunion for Sharon and Adam Newman in the works? A recent leak from an insider at CBS Daytime reports that head writer Josh Griffith wants to put Sharon Newman back with Adam Newman by fall. At least that's the chatter the source heard from the writer's room. Many viewers have noticed the lingering look Sharon has for Adam whenever he's around, and vice versa. But they agreed to avoid each other. However, it is a struggle on Young and the Restless. In their last scenes they shared together, their deep connection was obvious. They stared into each other's eyes as a romantic song chosen for them, Love and Learning by Evan Olsen, plays in the background. While Adam Newman stopped himself from sharing too deeply with her, Sharon Newman encouraged him to continue. As he left Crimson Lights, she was seen wistfully looking in his direction. Not only that, but the CBS Sudzer invested in a special song for their intimacy scene, and it's very fittingly called Insane, by John Starcluster. That's a lot of expense and effort for a couple they won't pair, right? Plus, they're struggling to resist their attraction to each other. Sure, they have a long turbulent history. But as Sharon Case and Mark Grossman are engaged in real life, their chemistry is off the charts on Y&R. Plus, Sharon Case argued the case to pair Shaddam in a recent interview. She is 100% behind the idea of the pair acting on their urges. She fully believes that Adam Newman can be redeemed and forgiven and that Sharon Newman loves him. The actress wants it, and the scoop from our source says it's happening. But there's that obstacle on Young and the Restless of her husband Ray Rosales, Jordi Villasuso. Ray and Sharon marriage over soon on Y&R? Ray will soon celebrate his half-year wedding anniversary with Sharon Newman. But it's been a very rocky 6 months on Young and the Restless. Most couples are still in the honeymoon phase of a relationship. Yet these two barely made it to this milestone. They have had numerous fights, and Ray even moved out of their home for a short time. Of course, the topic of all their marital discord is Sharon's ex, Adam Newman. She has promised her husband that she will have nothing to do with the ex-fugitive numerous times. However, she has not been able to keep her word. Sharon has argued that she has no feelings for Adam. But her actions say otherwise. Young and the Restless spoilers wonders how the marriage will end if the Shaddam chatter comes true. Will Sharon finally acknowledge her feelings for Adam and tell Ray? Or will he catch the two in the act? Each time Adam shares the screen with Sharon, there are hints that things aren't over for the ex-lovers. So, it seems Ray could once again get his heart broken. Young and the Restless scoop. Adam redemption on track. Beyond the romantic tension between Adam and beautiful but married Sharon, there are other things to consider. Now, Adam is proving to the world and his family that he is a changed man. His redemption is the perfect backdrop for Adam to reconnect with Sharon now that he's cleaned up his act. Before, he'd alienated his entire family and most of Genoa City. However, now he is on a new path. Adam's relationship with his father, Victor, Eric Braden, is back on track. Even his brother, Nick, Joshua Morrow, is singing his praises. Everything Adam did for Faith, Raylyn Castor, made him a hero in many people's eyes on Young and the Restless. In fact, Adam even tapped the brakes on his dad when he wanted to get revenge on Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, for publishing nasty stories about them. He argued that a personal attack was the wrong move. He suggested that making their new media company the biggest and best would be the ultimate revenge. It seems the new and improved Adam is here to stay. And with his nutty ex-fiancée Chelsea, Melissa Claire Egan, about to leave, almost all their obstacles are clear. Except for Sharon's husband, that is. As of now, the source said the goal is October 31st to get Sharon Newman back with Adam Newman. Let's hope the writers don't trick fans, and provide a real treat. Soap Dirt has the most up-to-date Young and the Restless leaks and news spoilers of Young and the Restless leak. Sharon and Adam reunion by late fall? The Shaddam army just got its war cry. Genoa City whispers turn into a roar. The unthinkable reunion may be happening sooner than we thought. 4 years, the fans of the Young and the Restless have been divided, a passionate schism running through the heart of the fandom. On one side stands the loyal Schick army, clinging to the romantic notion of Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, as the endgame. On the other, the fierce, unyielding Shaddam faithful, who believe that the dark, magnetic pull between Sharon and Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, is the soap's true love story. Today, a seismic high-level leak from deep within the CBS studios is about to send shockwaves through both camps, suggesting that the Shaddam dream is not only alive but on a fast track to reality, possibly by late fall. The cracks in Schick's foundation, a perfect storm for Shaddam. To understand the explosive nature of this leak, one must first look at the current state of Sharon's life and the seemingly insurmountable obstacles now separating her from Nick. Recent weeks have seen Sharon's world thrown into chaos following the tragic car accident involving her son, Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, in Los Angeles. This devastating event has, ironically, created the perfect conditions for a Shaddam resurgence, fueled by a series of events that have driven a wedge between Sharon and the ever-so-reliable Nick. The latest spoilers confirm that Nick's presence was delayed due to a conflict of interest situation, namely, his involvement in Victor Newman's, Eric Braeden, increasingly ruthless business war against Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn. While Victor eventually orders the private jet, Nick's initial absence, prioritizing a Newman corporate spat over his son's traumatic crisis, is a wound that cuts Sharon to the core. She's alone, vulnerable, and grappling with the terrifying thought of reliving the loss of her daughter, Cassie Newman. This emotional vacuum is fertile ground for the one man who understands Sharon's darkest, most complicated truths, Adam Newman. The Adam factor, the dark horse is stalking his moment. The leaked information strongly suggests that the writing team is intentionally using this period of crisis to re-establish the deep, unsettling, yet undeniably intense connection between Sharon and Adam. Adam, the show's perennial outcast and the black sheep of the Newman dynasty, has a history of stepping up for Sharon when no one else can or will. He is the person who can look into Sharon's soul and accept her flaws, because he is equally flawed. Their bond is not one of sunlit romance, it is a shared history of trauma, secrets, and a dark, volatile passion that refuses to die. Rumors have been circulating for months, following Adam's brief but deeply supportive role in Sharon's life during the fallout of her recent business venture and before that, his tendency to sympathize with her during times of great stress. Adam's connection to Sharon, unlike Nick's, is unfiltered. He doesn't judge. He sees the chaos in her life and instinctively moves toward it, recognizing a kindred spirit. The leak suggests that as Nick grapples with the fallout of his corporate choices, and as Sharon potentially finds herself seeking comfort from a new character, Detective Burrows, Matt Cohen, a temporary distraction, it will be Adam who provides the long-term, necessary emotional anchor. The leak, late fall, emotional crisis, and a shared secret. The most shocking part of the alleged leak points to a pivotal moment of crisis in late November or early December. With Noah's situation still dire, and Nick's attempts at reconciliation proving clumsy and insufficient, Sharon will reportedly face an all-new personal catastrophe that only Adam will be privy to. While the exact nature of this crisis is vague, the whisper is that it will involve either the shady origins of Sharon's inherited company or an entirely new legal predicament connected to the recent Genoa City turmoil. In a moment of absolute desperation, Sharon will turn to Adam, not Nick, for help. This choice is described as a deliberate narrative shift, setting the stage for a shared secret and consequence, a new, high-stakes secret that bonds Sharon and Adam in a way their connection has not been in years, reviving their signature us against the world dynamic. This is the cornerstone of the Shaddam relationship, and the leak points to its definitive return. Emotional intimacy before physical. The fall will be marked by intense, emotionally charged scenes between Sharon and Adam, rebuilding their deep intimacy. This foundation, the leak claims, will lead to a shocking, inevitable kiss or romantic encounter before the year's end, likely during a moment of high relief or shared danger. The new triangle, Nick's belated arrival in Los Angeles, combined with his continued entanglement in the Newman-Kane war, will lead to a definitive, stumbling block in his reunion with Sharon. The writers, it is suggested, are ready to finally pivot Sharon away from the Schick merry-go-round and launch her into a new, complex triangle that includes Adam. Why now? The fan-driven narrative shift. For years, the Shaddam fans have been a vocal minority, their passion a constant, low-level rumble against the show's focus on other pairings. The persistent trend of writers returning to Adam for Sharon's darkest storylines is no accident. It's a recognition of the characters' undeniable on-screen chemistry and the compelling, often destructive nature of their bond. The showrunners are aware that Schick has been done to death. Their on-again, off-again status is no longer dramatic, it's cyclical. By contrast, Shaddam offers danger, unpredictability, and a guaranteed spike in ratings. This late-fall leak is likely a calculated move to capitalize on the current crisis by paying off years of fan investment in the dark pairing. The fallout: Chelsea, Nick, and the fans. The reunion, if it occurs, will have immediate and explosive fallout in Genoa City. Chelsea's fury: Adam is currently in a complex situation with Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan. A Shaddam reunion would decimate Chelsea, who is already wary of Adam's past with Sharon. Nick's humiliation: Nick would be completely blindsided, forced to confront the fact that his commitment to his father's corporate machinations cost him the woman he supposedly loved for decades. Fan frenzy: the soap world would erupt. The Schick faithful would be in an uproar, while the Shaddam army would celebrate a victory years in the making. This is more than a simple spoiler. It's an indication of a major directional shift for a character who has long been at the center of the YNR universe. The dark, unpredictable pull of Sharon and Adam is back, and according to this sensational leak, Genoa City should prepare for the consequences by late fall. Get ready, fans. The Shaddam storm is officially early weekly spoilers. Victor and Adam move against Billy. Young and the Restless spoilers hint Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, puts Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, on high alert with a big decision about Newman Media the week of June 28 to July 2. Will he finally convince his son to go after Chancecom on the CBS soap opera? Also, Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, demands the truth from Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, about her relationship with Ashland Locke, Richard Berge. Young and the Restless spoilers. Victor Newman makes an offer Adam Newman can't refuse. Victor Newman tried repeatedly to get Adam Newman on board with his plan to take down Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson. It seems Victor gets his wish next week on YNR. Soon, Victor comes up with a plan that Adam embraces. Recall, Billy was recently seen taunting Adam. So, Adam Newman may have had enough of Billy Boy. It is likely that Adam, with Victor cheering him, will use Newman Media to chase revenge. There is a long history of bad blood between Billy and the Newmans. Young and the Restless updates hint that the battle may finally come to a head. With Adam agreeing to Victor's plan, their target better watch his back. Victor Newman is known to be ruthless for a good reason. How far will Adam Newman go with Victor Newman for payback? Victor may want to completely destroy Chancecom. But Adam may be happy simply humiliating Billy on Young and the Restless. Nikki gives Victoria the third degree about Ashland on YNR. Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Nikki confronts her daughter. She wants to know exactly what is going on between Vicky and Ashland Locke. The couple recently had drinks with Nikki and Victor. However, the evening brought up more questions than answers. Viewers know Ash and Vicky plan to merge their companies. But they haven't shared that information with the public. Nikki can tell something is up with Victoria. So Nikki grills her. Will the CEO spill the beans? Or will she continue to keep her mom in the dark on Young and the Restless? The two are quite close. And Nikki isn't one to back down when she gets an idea in her head. So the possible business coup may become common knowledge sooner rather than later on Young and the Restless. Or Nikki may question if there is more to their relationship than business. Ash shared a kiss with Victoria off-screen recently. And they are spending a great deal of time together and flirt mercilessly. Young and the Restless scoops hint the romance between the two is on the fast track. Especially now that both know Ashland only has 6 months to live due to his cancer diagnosis. So watch June 28 to July 2 to see the mother and daughter bond as they share secrets in Genoa City. Young and the Restless scoops. Kyle Abbott gets some tough love. Current YNR spoilers indicate that Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, will be on the receiving end of tough love next week. It is possible that his fiancée will end their relationship and move out of town. Summer Newman, Hunter King, is seen struggling with how to handle a recent ultimatum she received from Tara Locke, Elizabeth Liner. While she loves Kyle deeply, she doesn't want to be the reason he loses his son for good. Rumors are swirling that Hunter King is leaving the show to film a new comedy on ABC. So, Summer might soon leave Genoa City, and Kyle behind soon. Summer has received an incredible job offer in Italy. However, she won't even consider taking it if Tara weren't blackmailing her. Summer has threatened to tell Kyle about Tara's dirty deeds more than once. But she has had several opportunities and never tells the truth. All signs indicate Summer could end her engagement and leave town soon. Young and the Restless news hint that Kyle will be heartbroken. But Summer will do what she thinks is best for the Jabot CEO. Unfortunately for Skyle fans, Tara will be there to help Kyle pick up the pieces. She is convinced that she will be able to win his heart once Summer is gone from the picture. Jack keeps Billy in line per YNR updates. Billy initially promised Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, and his nephew Kyle that he wouldn't run an article about the Locke divorce. They are afraid the publicity will hurt Harrison Locke, Kellen Enriquez. However, Billy goes back on his word. He and Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, have decided that it is too big of a story to walk away from on Young and the Restless. So Jack is left to once again rein in his volatile brother. With Lily now on board, it is highly unlikely that Jack will convince them to drop the story. However, he will work to keep the young boy's name out of the limelight. Since Billy respects his older brother, it seems likely Jack will be successful. Watch YNR the week of June 28th to July 2nd to witness Victor Newman and son Adam Newman put their plan to make Billy pay into action. Also, enjoy Nikki grill her daughter for the truth on the CBS Sudzer. For the most recent Young and the Restless spoilers, check Soap Dirt Daily. The Young and the Restless early weekly spoilers. Victor and Adam's unholy alliance moves to crush Billy Abbott. Genoa City is bracing for another seismic shift as early weekly spoilers for The Young and the Restless reveal a coordinated, brutal attack on Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, orchestrated by none other than the Newman patriarch, Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, and his perpetually complicated son, Adam Newman, Mark Grossman. This isn't just business, it's a cold, calculated move for ultimate control, and Billy Boy is squarely in the crosshairs. The mustache and his prodigal son, in a rare moment of united corporate malice, are making a move so decisive it threatens to shatter Billy's current ventures, his fragile truce with his family, and perhaps, his already volatile peace of mind. The tension has been building for weeks, ever since Billy launched Abbott Communications and, more recently, made a questionable, high-stakes alliance with the manipulative Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn. Victor, who views any Abbott success as a personal affront, has been seething on the sidelines, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. That moment has arrived, and he's bringing the full, terrifying might of Newman Enterprises, and the ruthless acumen of Adam Newman, to bear. The weapon, Newman Media's Scorched Earth campaign. The first volley in this corporate war, as suggested by early leaks, is a targeted media assault. Adam, operating through Newman Media, has been tasked by Victor to launch a blistering, truth-laced, but viciously slanted, attack on Billy and his nascent company, Abbott Communications. The reports hint at a damning article designed to expose the failure of Abbott Com to launch effectively and to remind the business world of Billy's long, checkered past of reckless decisions and financial instability. This isn't just about destroying a company, it's about tearing down Billy's credibility, the one thing he has desperately tried to build since stepping away from the Chancellor/Winters drama. Victor, the master manipulator, knows that the public perception of Billy is his greatest weakness. By forcing Adam to publish this hit piece, Victor ensures maximum damage. For Adam, this is a complicated move. While his relationship with Billy is fraught with rivalry, especially concerning Chelsea and their shared history, Adam has shown occasional signs of wanting to move past the endless Newman/Abbott feuds. Yet, Victor's influence and the lure of proving his loyalty and earning his father's elusive approval is a powerful, dark temptation. The spoilers suggest Adam has been rewarded for his loyalty in exposing secrets related to Kane Ashby, and this next move against Billy is the ultimate test. He is now Victor's sharpest weapon, and Billy is the target. Billy's precarious position, a backed-up Billy Boy. Billy, meanwhile, is in a state of high-wire peril. His current predicament is a tragic mix of his own hubris and external manipulation. The Kane-Ashby alliance. Billy's decision to align with Kane, who is allegedly plotting a large-scale deception involving malicious AI technology to target Newman Enterprises, is the fuse Victor is lighting. Billy, blinded by his enduring rage at Victor for stealing Chancellor Winters, is playing with fire. The spoilers indicate that even his mother, Jill Abbott, Jess Walton, may make a big decision about her relationship with him due to his current path, suggesting she may finally wash her hands of his self-destructive behavior. The Abbott divide. Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, seeing his brother on the brink of self-sabotage, has been trying to clear the air and even extended an olive branch. But Billy, stubbornly fixed on his vendetta against Victor, may refuse the help, pushing Jack away once more. Jack's concern is twofold: protecting Billy from himself and protecting Jabot from collateral damage. The personal fallout. Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, Billy's partner and the one person who has tried to provide a grounding force, is said to be hiding a secret and dealing with Billy's erratic antics. A personal crisis is often the trigger for Billy's business meltdowns, and this current pressure cooker situation is a recipe for disaster. The Victor/Adam strategy. Two-pronged destruction. The Newman attack is not a single article, it's a sustained campaign. The media takedown, Adam's role by using Newman media, they legitimize the attack. The article, which could soon blow up worldwide, will severely damage the stock and reputation of Abbott Communications, drying up potential investors and clients. This move perfectly positions Adam to solidify his standing at Newman, as he's successfully carrying out Victor's corporate assassinations. The Kane connection. Victor's role. Victor is not just targeting Billy, he's also targeting Kane. He has formed an astonishing, if temporary truce with his arch-nemesis, Jack, to bring down Kane. Victor has also dropped shocking news on Jill about her ex-husband, Colin, Kane's father, and his scam that funded Kane's latest venture, an exposé that is about to go public. By collapsing Kane's legitimacy and his entire business structure, Victor eliminates the threat to Newman and completely isolates Billy. If Kane is exposed as a fraud, Billy will look like an absolute fool, an accomplice, or both, a sure way to destroy his remaining business credibility. What happens next? The imminent spiral. The high engagement factor of this week's news lies in the anticipation of Billy's reaction. Will he finally see the error of his ways and back away from Kane, perhaps accepting Jack's help? Or will the sight of Victor and Adam, the two men he despises the most, united against him, send him spiraling back to his most destructive instincts? The spoilers strongly hint at the latter. Billy is expected to be pushed to the brink, perhaps finally accepting Kane's full, controversial plan to use the AI program against Newman, even as Kane secretly retains control of it. If Billy goes this route, he will have fully betrayed his family, including Lily and Jack, and placed himself directly in the line of Victor's maximum destructive power. The great tragedy and shocking news of the week is not just Victor and Adam moving against Billy, but the real possibility that they will finally succeed in forcing Billy to destroy himself, once and for all. Genoa City is holding its breath as the ultimate showdown between the unstoppable force of the Newmans and the perpetually self-destructive object that is Billy Abbott is about to reach its explosive, shocking climax. Billy Boy has never been more isolated, and the Newman duo is ready to deliver the final crushing blow. Tune in this week to see the explosive fallout.